All right, just curious, how many of you have never been in this building? Wow, most of you. Okay. Well, we just learned recently that this space was the original sanctuary of Cornerstone. Before you go to the next area, just pop your head around here, and you'll see another room just this size, and there's a bulletin board. Well, that bulletin board covers up a window, which was the sound booth. So years ago, before Cornerstone even built what we call the chapel and then the worship center, this is where the church started. So this was one big open area originally, meaning that this wall was added, that wall was added, meaning that they are non-load bearing walls, meaning that we can tear them down very easily and open up this entire space, and that's what we're going to do. So this we will call the gathering space or the gathering place. If you know our current hospitality room, where we do meals, Celebrate Recovery does their dinners, college lunches, that will seat 80 people around round tables. We've measured this out carefully. When we open this up, it'll seat 120 people around round tables. So it opens up a whole new opportunity for men's breakfasts, women's gatherings, women's craft events, after-school program for children possibly. At Kid Fest, this can be where they do their meals. But the ministry right now that's most excited to use this space as soon as this project is done is Celebrate Recovery. Because on Friday nights, they have their meal and their big event over there, but they have the children over here. Not a good scenario. When we open this up, they can have their meal here, have their big service in the chapel, and they average about 70 people. Well, 70 people in that chapel, perfect, intimate setting. 70 people in our worship center, it looks real empty. So they just can't wait to do everything here with their child care here, so it's a whole lot safer. Samuel does the child care. He knows exactly. He's over there just nodding his head like crazy. We'll make sure that this is very secure. You cannot access the children's area unless you have like a coded key. So there could be an adult thing happening here, and they're not going to be able to get into the children's area unless they're authorized. Our plan is to shut this off so there wouldn't be a door here. Our plan is to, where that window is, would be another entrance. So you can enter this space through the courtyard and not have to come through the children's area. Okay? So we're real excited about the possibilities of this room being used for a lot of different ministries, adult, children, youth. The sky's the limit. We plan to maybe have like a portable stage right here. So like when the youth on Wednesday nights might have their big gathering here and then go down into the basement for their small groups if they needed this amount of space. So lots of possibilities. It's exciting. We can get a lot of bang for a little buck in terms of what we do with this space. Well, you'll be hearing more about this next Sunday, but the total cost for the project is $180,000. Some of you, if you were here last week, you heard that, well, why are we doing this in light of the requirements that the county has on us that we heard about through Operation Provision? Generations Project now replaces Operation Provision, because some of the requirements that the county was making have been changed. By the grace of God, they were going to require us to knock off the two entrances to the gravel lot. The Department of Transportation came out and said this is not their road. They can't require you to do that. This is a state road, and we're telling you you don't have to block off those two entrances. Yes. So that changes everything, because they were going to require us to all come in by the chapel, do a paved drive around in front of the pavilion to get people to the upper lot, pave the upper lot. Well, now that can be renegotiated because we don't have to shut off the two entrances to the gravel lot. Furthermore, they required us to kind of give a master plan, anything we ever envisioned doing on the property, and we had put a building behind the house of prayer for youth. Well, this replaces that need. So that was going to cost us $300,000. We can take that off the table. And so really we're saving $300,000 to do something that's going to cost $180,000. So we just really feel like this is good stewardship as far as how we operate this property. And we're just excited to see what God does. So the last thing we want you to do, go down this hallway, go into the chapel, and just take 5 or 10 minutes and pray. Cry out to God for His provision, ask Him what your part would be. As you go down that hallway, make sure you just peek to that room on the left. We call it the bridal suite. When we remodeled the chapel, we did a little remodel in those areas. It's a beautiful room that small groups use. And then there's another room to the left, and we use those for small groups as well. And so you'll see how nice those spaces are. All right.
I'll take you that way.
Thank you all. And if you wanted to stick your head in here real quick to see that space, you'll see what I was talking about as far as it being another room like this. Thank you all. And if you have any questions, just see the names on the back of the brochure. If you come to me, I'm just going to send you to Jeff, because he's the project manager.